Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So in this video we're going to be talking about foods that are typically considered to be healthy and go through their macronutrients, sodium levels, stuff like that. A lot of them are, like I said, typically marketed as being very healthy, and so people tend to buy them without thinking, and then what ends up happening is they're not actually that much healthier than their unhealthy counterparts, and they eat way too much of it, and they are actually eating more calories than they would if they had just bought the unhealthy version. I'm going to go out to Strax and kind of go through a bunch of different very popular health food, and we're going to get to the bottom of whether or not it is actually as healthy as it says it is. Hello, so we're here at Strax. I'm going to begin going over some of the foods that I'm talking about, the is it healthy video that you guys said that you wanted to see. So it's kind of busy. I stupidly came here on like a Sunday afternoon. Yesterday a lot of things happened, so I apologize that I did not get out. We're gonna go over some of the most common foods that I hear of or see online that they are marketed as healthy, and we're gonna go over if they really are as healthy as they say they are, and hope that my camera doesn't die because the battery is beeping at me. So let's get into it. You can hear me, the music's kind of loud, but here's a really popular one. Like all of the Simply ones. So a lot of chips are tried to be marketed as super healthy, but a lot of the time they're not. They're still all carbohydrates. So another one is this. So you can see in this one, 10 fat in one serving, 14 carbs and only 3 protein. So it's about 4.5. You can really just have like 2.5 cups of this popcorn. One of the things I want to talk about is snack foods, and a lot of them are marketed to try and be as healthy as possible, but they're still usually all fat and carbs. So it's 10 grams of fat, 14 grams of carbs, and like 3 protein. So, and that's a Boom Chicka Pop. Skinny Pop is kind of the same thing. Yeah. So 10 fat. No, I'm in aisle 1. Okay, like someone calling me. So 10 fat, 15 carbs, and 3 protein for one serving. And a lot of the time the serving sizes aren't that big. 3.25 cups for this. So that's a little better. Another thing that people typically think are healthy but aren't always are granola bars, and a lot of these have a ton more carbs than you should think you're even going to be eating. So this is a Clif Bar, peanut butter banana. In this tiny little bar, there's 41 grams of carbs, 7 fat, and only 10 grams of protein. So you think that you're getting more protein than you actually are, which is a why people think that they're healthier than they are. There's a bunch of them that do this. Luna bars are another one that sometimes do this. So there's 8 grams of fat, 26 carbs, and only 8 grams of sugar for this. Granola is another one that does this all the time. So this, you see it's organic. You think, okay, great, I'm doing something great for my body, eating organic granola. And organic, I'm not targeting this at the organic label right now. But there are still, in just a half a cup of this granola, there's still 39 carbs. 5 fat and only 7 protein. Kashi Go Lean. In 1.25 cup, 40 grams of carbs, only 2 fat, and 12 protein, which is pretty good for a cereal, but no one actually only eats 1.25 cups of cereal. I'm trying to say that carbs are the enemy, but when you are trying to lose weight, they are typically the first thing you cut. You don't want to be cutting protein from your diet. The average American diet has a surplus of carbs to pull from, so that's usually why that's what we cut first, because it's an easy way to cut down on your calories and a lot of the time they're just empty calories, which is why I'm talking about the snack food. So that's something that we can cut from first and help lose weight. Some soup, it's marketed as non-GMO, which would make you think that it's healthier. However, if you look at that next to like a Campbell's Chunky or something, they both have a ton of sodium in them, so 890 grams and 640. The chunky one has almost 2,000 grams for the entire container, because you know you don't just eat half of this, you eat the entire thing usually. And the non-GMO still has 1,200 grams of sodium that you would be getting. There aren't that many carbs, no, or fat, nor protein, but you are getting a ton of sodium from eating this. Notice that snacks and breakfast foods are the two things that people usually get told are healthy, and they are often not as healthy as they are marketed as. So, you know, you have the cereals that say high in fiber, yes, but they also have a ton of sugar in them. You have the snacks that say that they are low calorie or something, but there's a ton of sodium or high fat. So you have to really learn, and this is gonna be something else that I'll do like a whole series on, is reading food labels, because it can be much more confusing than people are expecting, and that is really what gets you when you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to be mindful of what you're eating. But if you don't understand food labels, then it can be very, very difficult. Your Captain Crunch berries, your 1 cup with 32 carbs, 2 fat, and 2 protein. That's just with milk added. So, you know, okay, say you make a conscious decision to switch from that to something healthier. So you got yourself some fiber 1, okay, great, you think you're making a great decision. However, if you notice, there's actually more carbs per cup in this than there is in the Captain Crunch. This is a better view. So per cup, there's 43 grams of carbs in this one instead, 4 protein and 1.5 fat for 1 cup. Making a better decision by going with the fiber 1, because it does advertise itself as having a lot of fiber. However, you're still getting a lot of carbs. There are less sugars in the fiber 1. I think there's 9 grams of carbs per cup, and with the Captain Crunch there's 16 grams of sugar. That's what I meant, per cup. But overall, they're not a huge difference, and it's not as healthy as they're saying it is. So Sun Chips are often marketed as healthier or healthy. Okay, great, 100% whole grain. But then you look at the macros, Lay's, cheddar, and sour cream. So each one has about 15 chips per serving, and they're actually not that different. I'll put a still here. Something funny, I found this hot Cheetos placed in the Quaker Buttermilk Ranch, like Rice Crisp things, like flavored with natural flavors. Okay, great. But so obviously someone thought that they were going to be a healthier choice. If you look at these though, 5 grams of fat, so for 17 pieces, 5 grams of fat, 21 carbs, and 2 protein. For these Cheetos, 11 grams of fat, so it's a 6 gram increase, but only 15 grams of carbs and 1 protein for 21 pieces. So there's not actually that much difference as far as like calories go, to 130 to 170. If you're counting carbs, then this is obviously a better option for you. Also, if you have more fat to spare, then this is a better option for you, besides health-wise. But just look at the macros. Belvita. Belvita breakfast, what is that called? Belvita breakfast things, whatever. So there's 4 of these little tiny wafer biscuit things. 4 fats, that's not gonna focus, 35 carbs, and only 4 proteins. So, and of course these boast up in the top corner 4 hours of steady energy. I'm not sure what you're getting your energy from, because 4 of these little tiny wafers would not sustain me for 4 hours. And yeah, like I said, the same thing with the granola. So these are supposed to be, you know, okay, great, these are wonderful for you, but they have, where did I find them? I was walking around because people were in the way and I didn't want to get in their way. Out there. But yeah, so they're boasting, you know, whole grain, Belvita breakfast. They have a little sunrise thingy going on there, but once you look at it, there's still 35 carbs in them, not that much protein, and they're supposed to hold you over for 4 hours. You know you're not going to be held over for 4 hours with 4 tiny little wafers. At least I'm not going to be. I get hungry after like 3 eggs and 2 waffles. I'm hungry in about 2.5 hours, so that's not going to hold anyone over. So you're going to be overeating because it's not tiding you over. Good one. I know that my favorite pasta is definitely fettuccine alfredo. Lean cuisine is typically marketed as a healthy alternative for other types of lunches you could be bringing to work. However, 5 fat, 45 grams of carbs, and only 9 grams of protein. So it is only 260 calories, but when you look at that and then you look at the size of it, also it's not, I mean, maybe this is just me, but I would not be full with something like this. I would much rather make my own pasta, put some sauce on top. That's what I don't understand either, is how is that sauce only 5 grams of fat if it's fettuccine Alfredo? Same thing with the smart ones fettuccine Alfredo. We've got 4 fat, 42 grams of carbs, and 12 protein in this one, but it's still not enough to validate this tiny little serving.
So this is a little bit different. This is Walden Farms, and I know that when I was in prep, I used to use this all the time because there was like zero everything, carbs, fat, protein. And honestly, when you look at the ingredients in this, there's like nothing natural about it. There's nothing healthy in it. So I know a lot of competition girls use this so that they can add some flavor to their meals, but it's really, really not healthy. A lot of those things that say calorie free oftentimes are just full of chemicals to make them calorie free.
So, like I said, I came on a Sunday afternoon, so it's super busy, but I try to get a good amount of things that are usually marketed as healthy and to kind of go through them and show you comparables to the unhealthy versions and if there was that much of a difference at all. So like I said, it was super busy in there, but I was going around and talking about a few of them, and a couple came up to me and they're like, "You must be doing a school project." I'm like, I haven't been in school in like 4 years. I don't think I am nearly as young as you think I am.
Yeah, why don't you cross-check that
I'm actually everybody goes to get pretty far. It's really quick. I'm ready.
Okay.
What kind of stuff should you put on it? I don't remember taking it.
I usually recommend.
Feels good.
We have done.
A little more than happy. So a little more going on.
So there you have it. I went through a bunch of the different types of healthy foods that people tend to choose instead of their unhealthy counterparts, and we kind of got into the macronutrients and the little details about them. So like I said in the video, I'm not saying that carbs are the enemy, but typically when someone is trying to lose weight or get healthier, carbs are the first thing that they cut out of their diet, just because the average American diet has an overload of carbs, more than you need to sustain you and fill you up during the day, especially if you replace a lot of the carbs with proteins, and you're going to feel more full and more satiated. So carbs are something that typically people tend to cut out first, which is why I'm trying to show you that there is very similar carb counts in a lot of the healthy foods as in their non-healthy counterparts. So you might not be making as much of a difference as you think you're going to be. But I hope you liked this more vlog style. I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of me and my sister getting our tattoos. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any tattoos, or if you did get a tattoo, what you would get. I'm very interested in knowing. I have so many that I want to get. I have currently, that was my 4th tattoo that I've gotten. So thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. It really helps me and supports me and lets me know what you're interested in watching. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.